In today's video, I'm going to talk about why Dubsado is my favorite CRM system as a graphic designer. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode of Wine and Design. I just poured myself a Cabernet, so I'm going to be sipping on that as we talk today. But I hope you guys are doing wonderful. We are finally better. We were definitely fighting COVID last week, and we both woke up today feeling like new people. So it's a good day. I'm feeling really good, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about CRM systems. I feel like I definitely mentioned this a while ago, and I got so many questions on what it is I decided to go with and what platform I decided to use for 2022. And the answer is I decided to stay with Dubsado, and there's many reasons I decided to do that. And I actually tested out a lot of the other platforms. So I tested out Bonsai, I tested out HoneyBook, and I just keep going back to Dubsado. So I'm going to go over today a lot of the pros and cons of Dubsado, why I love it, and why I decided to continue using it. But I'm also going to talk to you guys about some of the pros and cons of HoneyBook and some of the things I noticed about Bonsai. So before I get into that, if you are a designer and you're thinking about investing into one of these platforms, I decided to do that probably my third year of really running this business. And the reason I did that was because, number one, I really wanted to make it easier for contracts and invoices and all of those to be paid and make sure that I have payment reminders. Honestly, if there's any part of my business I don't love doing, it is the project managing. And I wanted a platform and a system that makes it easier for me to send everything, automate everything, but in a very thoughtful way. And I just felt like it was time to make that investment for myself. And it's been so helpful. I really do love having a platform that helps me, but I don't feel like it's a necessary thing to do right away. I think that there's so many free ways to send contracts, make sure those are getting signed, and also to get paid. You don't need a platform like this. So I don't want you to feel like this is something you need, but I do feel like once you get really busy, it's definitely sort of essential and really helpful. So let's dive into the pros and cons that I saw with HoneyBook. The number one pro I saw was that they have a really awesome, super easy to use setup. The second I went in there, it was guiding me in terms of how to set up my profile, my branding, how to set up a project pipeline. The setup was very simple compared to Dubsado. It was really easy to use and just user-friendly. That was my first impression of it, and I would say that's one of their number one pros. Another pro I noticed is that they have an auto pay option that's actually way more visible for the client to choose. And that is one of the reasons I wanted to move a platform from Dubsado. One of the reasons I was thinking of moving was just because I feel like the auto pay option isn't clear enough on Dubsado's invoices, and I wanted something and some platform where I can turn autopay on for my clients or just make it more obvious for them to select that option, because there are projects that I have that are recurring payments, not all the time, but sometimes I have monthly payments, and I wanted to be able to make it so I don't have to remind them every time, and so we can avoid the client forgetting to pay me, all of that. So I did notice with HoneyBook, that is a pro. Their auto pay is much more visible and obvious. So those are some of the pros I noticed with HoneyBook, but I do have quite a long list for the cons that I noticed. So one of the biggest cons I saw with HoneyBook is that they're only available in the USA and Canada. So if you aren't in the US or Canada, it's not available, which I feel like can be really limiting. So yeah, that's definitely something to keep in mind, because if you're not in USA or Canada, it's not even worth bothering any research about it. Another con I noticed is the customization. Although it allows you to customize, it's not as vast as Dubsado. And so for me as a brand designer, I want to be able to customize all of my forms, all of my templates, and make sure that they match my branding. And I feel like HoneyBook allows for that, but not very much. And if that's something you're not really needing, it's not that important to you, then you can ignore that one too. But I did notice that about HoneyBook. The third con is that you have to use Gmail. So in order to use a lot of their features and integrations, you do need a Gmail account. So if you don't have that, then also can be pretty limiting. Another con I noticed about HoneyBook is that they do have a payment processing fee just to accept payments through the platform. So when it comes to Dubsado, the payment processing fee is really just coming from Stripe. I don't have to pay Dubsado any payment processing, but with HoneyBook, I believe it's 1.5. Let me look at my notes here. 3% or 1.5 for credit card and ACH bank transfer payments. So something to keep in mind. I feel like every dollar counts, especially when you're running your own business. So that's something that definitely turned me off from it. Okay, so now I want to go into I'm just going to kind of skim over Hello Bonsai. I think it's a great platform, and I would probably put it above HoneyBook, just in my own opinion. If you really just want to run your business and you don't care that much about branding and stuff, I think Hello Bonsai is a great alternative, and I do believe they offer it outside of the USA and Canada. So Hello Bonsai is definitely a great platform, but I felt like the customization definitely was not as amazing as Dubsado. That's one of the biggest things I look for, and that definitely was a con. Another thing was I looked at Hello Bonsai mainly because I wanted a platform where I could do the auto pay and set that up, but it's not as easy as I thought, and I feel like the client still has to select auto pay, and you can't just do that for them. I think that's just a really general rule for a lot of these platforms, is that you can't automatically charge your clients. They have to. I'm editing this video, but I did a little more research on Hello Bonsai and the automatic payments for clients, and actually you can automatically charge. It actually says that with Bonsai, you simply have to upload your retainer contract details and will auto-generate a recurring invoice for you. So it is an option on Hello Bonsai, but I just felt like it wasn't a big enough reason to make the move for me. But if you are looking for something that auto pays and auto charges the clients, Hello Bonsai has that. So it's a really good option for that. The next thing I want to talk about is why I love Dubsado and why I am using that still. So I'm going to go over a lot of the pros of Dubsado and what draws me to it. Number one, it's highly customizable. I know I talked a little bit about this, but I can change the colors of my buttons on Dubsado. I can change my fonts. I feel like they have a lot of font choices. I can even add videos to my questionnaires, my forms. I can allow for clients to upload images on the forms. There's a lot of really awesome things that you can customize on Dubsado, and you can make contracts from scratch. You can make invoices very custom and add your logo and your branding to everything. You can also change the URL at the bottom to go to your website instead of it selling Dubsado. There's so many great customization options on Dubsado, and that for me is a big selling point and one of the reasons I really love it. The second thing is that Dubsado has a really awesome, they have really great choices for payment processing. So if you want to use Stripe, PayPal, what are the other ones? You can do like e-check. They have a few others, but you can actually install multiple at a time instead of having to just choose one, which I think is really awesome. Another thing that I ran into recently actually is I wanted to make it so one of my clients couldn't see the credit card option. I wanted them to just pay through check since they're a local client. It was a really big project and I had to pay someone I hired to help me with it, and I didn't want to face the processing fees that Stripe puts on the payments. So I wanted to make it so that they couldn't see the credit card option and they could only see the check option, and I was able to customize it just for that client and go in there and override the master settings for the payment processing only for that client. So to me, that was like a really awesome option and customization feature. Another thing is that you don't have to have a Gmail account. You can use any sort of email and connect it to your Dubsado, and it's really nice because you can email from the platform. You can do that with all of these CRM systems, but it's one of the most amazing parts about it is I can just go in there and literally work from there and email my clients, make sure that they're getting their payment reminders and all of that from my actual business email. So one of the biggest reasons I feel like people are turned off from Dubsado is that it can be kind of complicated to set up. It's a little bit intimidating, especially when it's your first CRM system, but I think that once you get the hang of it, it's a really awesome platform, and they have so many options. Like I said, there's so many ways you can customize. That you can also do automation and workflows, and to me, that is just like a huge lifesaver. Now that I'm like super busy, I can't sit there and every time I get a new lead, I have it automated so that they get a discovery call calendar link where they can book. That's another pro of Dubsado. They have so many integrations where you can set up event planning, which I think they use. I know that you can connect Zoom, but you can also connect your Google Calendar so you can see that on the front page, and you can make sure that you're not overlapping too many clients. There's so many pros. Honestly, when I was really trying to think of the cons of Dubsado, I can't think of one. And one of the biggest reasons I can't really think of a con is because they are always upgrading. Leo. Dubsado's always listening to the feedback and changing and upgrading. And I think that's something to really take note of. Customer service is also a huge thing to note about Dubsado. They actually have a chat feature. So if I have any questions ever about how do I set this up, or why is this invoice not sending automatically, I can chat with them, and they usually reply within a few hours, if not that same day. Leo. One of the things they recently changed, and it was crazy because it was at the time that I was thinking about switching platforms, was because autopay on Dubsado, that is another con actually. Another con with Dubsado is the autopay option is really hidden, and it can only be used, well, it used to be only able to be used on recurring invoices. So the invoices you set up to be sent out every month, then they can set up autopay. But right when I was thinking about changing platforms, Dubsado actually did an upgrade on the platform, and now you can actually clients can actually select autopay on invoices. There's a few things to note with that, like it has to be a certain amount that they're paying for on the invoice, and then it also has to be set up a specific way. But now they can select that just for regular invoices. So I was like, the second they changed that, after I had been thinking about the fact that they should have that already, and I was even considering moving platforms because of that, to me that was just like, it was meant to be that I should just stay with where I'm at on Dubsado. So I personally think that Dubsado is a great platform, and like I said, they're always changing, always listening. The customer service is amazing. The customization options is amazing, and it's just a really great platform, and it's really helped my business. And the fact that they don't take any other fee besides just paying Dubsado yearly is also really, really great, and something that I personally love. So I know that one of the reasons people really love HoneyBook is also because they have an app. I think that that's a really awesome feature, but for me, I can even just log into Dubsado on Safari. I don't know about you guys, but I have so many apps. I don't need another app. Like, it's just my phone's gonna be overloaded and just too much. So I'm okay without having a Dubsado app, but I have heard that that is something they're working on adding in the future. So if you really want an app and you work on the go all the time, then maybe HoneyBook might be a better option. I'm really comparing those two because I know those are the like most popular two CRM systems that designers use. But like I said, I have tested out Bonsai, and I think it's great, but the branding options on it are limited. And one thing also that was really cool with Bonsai, I feel like this video is getting unorganized, but is they have a tax option, so they can actually help you organize your taxes. And that can be a really great tool to use, especially if that's something you're not comfortable doing. But I know that Dubsado also has some tax help options within there as well, and like reporting and all of that. So, but that was a really cool thing I saw with Hello Bonsai, and it was really selling me on that platform because I don't know much about taxes, and I thought it would be really helpful for me. But like I said, I always go back to Dubsado. Those are the reasons I really love Dubsado, why I decided to stay with it, and why I really do admire the platform. And I think that they're always changing and growing and listening to feedback. So I love it. I also, if you feel like you're just intimidated by the setup process, there's so many amazing people out there that are willing to help you set up your workflows and make sure that you're doing it all correctly. And there's people who literally are experts in Dubsado or platforms like these. I will leave some links down below of some people I'm actually going to be connected with and having them come in and do a little bit of an audit on my workflow. Make sure to really do your research before you commit to one of these platforms, and make sure that you can really stick with it, because once you do commit, it does get a little bit tricky to transfer everything over to a new platform, especially if you have active contracts, active invoices, and changing it up in the middle of a project can get a little bit tricky. Another thing is, I will have a link down below. If you want to join Dubsado, you can get 20% off by using my link. And you'll see all the pricing there. But yeah, take advantage of that, because 20% off is super helpful, and it definitely will come a long way. And for your first year of using the platform, I think it's going to be really, really great and helpful to have a little percentage off. But yeah, those are my reasons and tips of CRM systems. I really hope this was helpful. Also, if you do join Dubsado, you also will get a link to share with other people, and you will get $35 every time someone signs up using your link. So a little easy way to make some money. And I think it's really great that they give back like that and have an affiliate program for anyone that joins. I really hope this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions about CRM systems down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you guys are doing wonderful. And I will see you guys in my next video.